What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of StreamKey. I'm Velokk, and so we got some cool guests with us today. We have MPI. What's going on, man?
What's up, dude? Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, of course. And then we have Jambo, recently known as PlayWithJambo, but now with the name change and stuff.
My identity.
Yeah, for legal reasons, right? I think.
Can't talk about that on stream.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. And then we have the amazing co-host, as always, Sadomi. Happy birthday, my dude. How you doing today, man?
Thank you. I'm getting old already. Thank you. I'm about to go buy some tapioca and some back medication.
And some Total?
Wow.
Hell yeah, man. The perfect old people things. I already have like 8 boxes of Total and a bunch of tapioca. It's all underneath
Total?
my desk.
Ooh,
Yeah.
see, I'm more of an
Total's some
Ensure
good
person,
stuff.
but you know what? That works too. It works too. No,
You can do both. Mix it up. Live like
don't limit
crazy.
yourself.
Yeah. You're 26. Now you have to start taking risks, okay?
God, you're
Yeah,
26?
definitely now.
Yeah, right. And he was just telling me how he feels old, Lamau.
I'm 28 in 9 days.
Remember
So
that
right
chat.
now, I'm 27. That's
Hey,
quick
I'm
math.
27.
That's how that works?
hey,
is
I'm a
nuts.
baby.
Yeah.
Hey,
right.
I'm a baby. Hey, you can't say that. If you're a baby, you can't be on Twitch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now
No
we have to
babies on
ban you.
Twitch.
Sorry, it's not my rules.
He's
Bye.
gone. Yeah. And then there were 3. Oh, he's back. Okay. Welcome back, Sadomi. It's good to see you, bro.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm a full adult. Perfect.
I'm a full adult. I'm a real
Look at
boy.
this dude. So right before the show, I think it was Sadomi actually found a website called shuffle.gg. You want to talk about
That's
that real
fine.
quick?
I found it.
That
It's
was
cool. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I'll take the credit. Don't get me wrong.
Don't worry about it. It's cool.
Wait, no, you found it, Sadomi? I
Yeah,
don't know,
totally.
man.
Yep.
Yep. So which one of you guys found it? Anyway, yeah. So shuffle.gg. MPI, you want to talk about it, my dude?
Yeah, since Sadomi totally found it, I'll talk about it. I was scrolling through Reddit and I see a post about a website called shuffle.gg. And whenever you go to it, you can choose the game or directory that you want to search in. So if you want to look up just chatting, you can go to that. And whenever it shuffles, it will always be a streamer with 25 or fewer viewers. There's been a lot of websites that do this before, like Twitch Roulette is the main one I think of that would mostly be people under 25 viewers, just because statistically that's kind of where like the average falls. But this one, that is like it supposedly guarantees that it will always be like a lower viewed streamer. So if that's what you like, you prefer smaller communities, or you're just looking for maybe a new streamer to help support, you can check out stuff like that and randomly find someone instead of just like clicking through the directory. It's kind of cool. I did it for a few minutes before we started.
Mm-hmm. Sadomi, you made some points while we were shuffling through some streamers. What was it that you said exactly, Lamau? I'm just kidding.
So I exactly said that
that he hates everyone.
one of these sites, every 6 months someone makes a new one, and it's the same thing. If you are like 90% of the streams you will find over here will be absolute crap. I mean, like literal crap. Nothing wrong with the people doing them. It's just you have a blurry camera, no mic, or their mic sounds absolutely garbled, like when I'm Robodomi.
So
There'll
rude.
be just complete black screen, a language you probably don't know and don't even like look at. There's a reason why it's down that low. And honestly, I don't have a problem with people, like, you know, people not having a lot of viewers. That's fine. That happens. You still got to start somewhere. But if you go through Twitch Roulette or whatever this site was called, you will always see the same things going through them. Just something random on screen. It's very entertaining because it shows you how varied and how high quality most of the like streamers you see at the top are versus what you see down at the I just started. So
Right.
it's a good way to see where, you know, like where the path can go.
Yeah. So did anybody else like go through it? Because I found some real goofy stuff the whole time. I went to the just chatting section because I knew that would be the most interesting one. The 3 thing, I found 4 streams before I closed it. The first one was just a girl chatting, just having conversation. She had her chat box up and people were chatting. Normal stuff, right? The next one was an empty room that had been live for 30 hours with 2 blue gym mats on the floor in a living room that looked like it hadn't been updated since 1945 with a blurry camera and a giant window in the background that had the sun coming through it. So half of the screen was just blown out in white. I don't know if maybe that person just forgot to turn off their stream because it had been live for almost 30 hours. So I don't know. The next one was just a camera on some marijuana leaves, just sitting. They're just growing marijuana. And the next one, right? And then the next one was a person chatting. They were sitting in a chair like a half a mile away from their camera, and their background was about 5 frames per second animated tie-dye pot leaf. So
statistically,
that's what we found in the just chatting section.
Yeah,
2 out of 5 streamers are potheads.
That's what I got from
that's the stat that
Statistically.
That's 2 out of 4.
Statistically.
Statistically, 2 out of 4 streamers can't do math.
Listen, I'm 3 things, okay? Streaming and math. So get off my back.
So, I mean, I think what Sadomi was saying at first there, because I mean, for a second it turned into StreamKey just being a section where we just, talk shit about other channels. but at the same time, like they made really good points. And we talked about this a little bit before the podcast, is that some people think that just streaming is enough, like just being there playing video games on a camera is enough, when really it's not even close. Like there's so much competition out there that, like, if that's what you're putting out, it's not enough to compete 100%, because like you're not going to be the next ninja playing like that. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things that people need to step up, especially now, because it is so much more competitive than it was even, a year ago, let alone like back when I started or Jambo started or any of us started. You know what I mean? Like it's just changed so much. So like you really need to put in more effort than just set up OBS and stream. Like it's way more than that. So I hope you guys that have been watching the show have been like kind of learning that just streaming isn't enough, and you really do need to kind of put on a show. There needs to be a lot more things going on.
There's I agree that Twitch should have better discoverability, but if you guys don't know, they already do. They've implemented a new system when you're browsing for streamers that doesn't go by viewership. It goes by what you watch. So you can sort through streamers by what you like to see. So it's not just the people who have the most viewers in that category. It's the people who maybe play games that you like. If you prefer just chatting and then some games, you can find streamers who do that. It's a much better algorithm now. If you haven't tried it, I suggest it, because I found a lot of awesome streamers through that. I spend a lot of time, if you guys don't know this, going through categories and browsing for new streamers, because I always like to find new people to watch. But that has definitely been a lot better at least the last 3 months. Their discoverability has heavily improved. So definitely try that. The other problem is you will see a lot of people complaining about discoverability, but unfortunately, it's like Val said, a lot of the people complaining about discoverability don't put the effort in that they need to be to grow. So they have this expected, I'm going to get viewers because I'm streaming, and if I'm not, it's the big guy's fault. It's sponsored streams fault. It's girls, it's boobs, it's whatever it is that doesn't have anything to do with them. They'll blame anything. It's Twitch's fault that I'm not getting viewers.
Right.
But like, as you can see, like when you go through the people who do have, and it's not all by any means, but a lot of the people, because I think the majority are people who are under 30 average viewers, but the larger majority are people who don't try the way they need to be. It's not as big of a population of people who are putting in the effort as it might seem, because we all run in circles of people who try. Like we all run in circles of people who are streaming and putting in the effort and putting in the time, but you're not seeing all of the people who are really low on that totem pole, unfortunately, because the effort's not being put in. So definitely keep that in mind when you're using sites like, what is this, Shuffle GG and Twitch roulette and like whatever else. Just be aware of that, because it's not just the discoverability of smaller channels. You want to help people grow, but you want to help people grow that are willing to put in the effort. And that's where I have found success in Twitch's new browsing algorithm. So just something to put out there for anybody who hasn't noticed or tried it yet.
Yeah, and really also, if you are listening to this podcast, you're already like in that group of people who are trying to improve. You're already
at
like
least you're
above
trying with that,
there.
right? Exactly. But like when it comes to streaming, like we've had people call in and ask us questions a lot that just like won't change anything on their channel. Like they'll ask all the right questions, we'll give them answers to help out, and sometimes they might be the wrong answers, sometimes they might be the right answers. Like we don't really know for sure everything that we say. Like it's all just speculation based on what we've done already. But if you're willing to come in here and ask us a question, make sure you're willing to actually apply it and kind of put yourself out of your comfort zone on your stream, because if you're comfortable 100% of the time, then you're probably not doing it right. Like it's like you're not supposed to just be comfortable, like it's just another day. Like no, you really need to be putting yourself out there and trying to expand yourself and really grow your channel the right way. Which is why Jambo was saying like we surround ourselves with people that put in the effort, because we also want to put in the effort. Like I'm not going to surround myself with people that don't really try with streaming, because then it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's kind of like being in a relationship with somebody who doesn't motivate you.
Yeah,
it's the same kind of thing. You want to surround yourself with people who are going to help build you up and help you be better. And there's nothing wrong with improving your stream. And I feel like there's this huge stigma of I can't make mistakes, I can't try new things. If I play a new game, people aren't going to come watch. If I just chat for a little while, people aren't going to want to do that. There are bad people in just chatting, and you just have to figure out what works for you, because it's not going to be what worked for me or what's working for Val or Sadomi or MPI. It's not going to be the same. We can give advice, but it's all on a ground level when it comes to what we give, because we can't tell you what you need, and nobody can.
Right.
It's on you to figure it out. And if you can't give yourself constructive criticism and figure out what you need to change and how you need to grow, unfortunately, streaming is going to be very hard for you. And it's a rough truth, but it's a truth nonetheless.
Right. And you recently just got partnered, so I feel like you have something to say with that. You know what I mean? Like people can complain all they want or whatever, but like Jambo actually knows what she's talking about clearly, because it's obviously working for her. Like you can really just sit there and complain about whatever reason it is that you're not growing, but at the end of the day, it's 100% on you. Like, yeah, there's a lot of other factors that come into it, like luck or knowing the right people or whatever, but you're not going to get discovered by those people, or those people that if they even do find you, they're not going to care enough to help you out if your content isn't really like if there's nothing there.
Right. And that's it's a slippery slope, because a lot of people think that luck shouldn't have to do with it, but luck does have to do with it. It just does. You get lucky with some of the people that you meet. You get lucky if people raid you and enjoy your content, because if there are like, what is it, 2.7 million active streamers on Twitch. So the odds of the people who have found you finding you and liking your content is so fucking small. And you need to be able to appreciate that, because if it's never enough for you, you aren't going to grow. And that's it. You have to be able to appreciate what you have. And I think that is something that has attributed to the success that I've had, is being able to be happy with what I have. I've never sat there and been disappointed with the community that we've built, or disappointed in viewership numbers, because it's I think we talked about this the last time I was on the show, that if you have 30 people watching you, that's a lot of fucking people that are watching you do something. And I think that there needs to be a better mentality when it comes to that.
Right. I mean, with a lot of things, to be honest, I mean, like you said earlier, like if people feel bad just for trying to grow their channel, I mean, like people feel bad. Like Mezzo JD was just saying in the chat that he feels bad, or they feel bad that they didn't raise that much money for the charity that they were trying to raise money for, because they're a small channel. And honestly, any amount of money should be more than enough, because that's money that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. I mean, like your impact matters no matter how small or large it is. Like you're still helping. And
Yep.
that's what really needs to be focused on here. And then like it's the same thing when it comes to your view count. Like you might not have 30 viewers, you might only have 5, but those 5 are more than what you would have if you just didn't try in the first place.
Yep.
Yep.
And those 5 people, like you're entertaining them, you know what I mean? You're making their day hopefully at least a little bit better. So just stick with that. Just keep trying to do that. You know what I mean? Like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, basically, and it's a serious grind for any growth. It really is, but it's
Yep.
so worth it. If you really just have fun streaming every day, then that should be enough.
It took 3 years for me to hit partner, and
Right.
that's a long time. And in my opinion, I thought it would take longer, but it didn't. I did
Mhm.
hit at one point what felt like a stroke of luck, and that happens to some people, and it could
Mhm.
happen to you too. But you can't. The problem is a lot of people want instant gratification, and streaming is not a platform in which you're going to get instant gratification. And if you can't accept that, and if you can't accept that over time things are going to need to change on an ever evolving platform and career path, it's going to be even harder for you.
Mhm. Yeah. Anybody else got anything on this one?
I will say that don't ever discredit your own influence on even one person,
Mhm.
because it's never directly what you say to that one person or how many people are listening. It matters the impact of the person.
Mhm.
You can change someone's entire viewpoint on a subject just because they know, like, and trust you, just because you say something that resonates with them. So even if you only have 5 viewers, or if you have 1, or if you have half, someone's just listening while they're cooking dinner, not chatting, just sitting there, whatever. Okay. You say something that resonates with them, and that could change their entire day. They could sit down and be like, you know, maybe I should do that thing. Maybe I should start working out. Maybe I should stop smoking. Maybe I should like pay my child support. Like whatever
Mhm.
it is. You can do so much impact just with your words on both the good and the bad spectrum. So keep that
Right.
in mind.
Yeah. And then like with those charity streams too, like, yeah, you might not have raised too much money for the charity or whatever, but you know, like if you're streaming that and if you're trying to stream for a charity, maybe the people that are in your channel don't know about that specific charity, and maybe they'll stream for the same charity down the road. You know what I mean? It's opening up so much more than you think. Like what Jambo was saying, it's not just the immediate what's happening right now. There's a lot of things that happen down the line. Kind of like what Jambo was saying earlier with just being lucky in the first place, and you know, obviously having good enough content to back it up. When I met Robu or Robert Busey now in 2017, I think it was at TwitchCon. We knew each other for a couple years after that, and then because he likes my stream, he invited me out to the Twitch Prime event out in Seattle. Which, you know, like, yeah, he knew me, but he didn't have to do that, and he probably wouldn't have done that if my content wasn't there to back it up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's just so many things that like it really is luck, but you have to set the foundation for that luck to even come up. You know what I mean? Like you can't just wait for the luck to happen. Like you really need to put you just really need to get everything in gear so that when an opportunity comes up, there's no question that they should pick you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. There's so much there. There's so much there with all that. And like I feel like people just get caught up like with what Jambo's saying, with just the instant gratification. And there's just so much more that goes in there. MPI, did you have anything on this one?
I just want to kind of add on to what Sadomi said about if you're streaming for I think it was Sadomi, sorry. If you're streaming for a charity, someone else may stream for that charity down the line. Depending on what it is, if you're streaming for a charity and a nonprofit organization, depending on what they do, someone could find that also needs their services.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So like if you're streaming for I stream for a lot of mental health organizations, that someone could find that needs to reach out for help with their mental health. So yeah, while you're streaming and doing a charity stream to raise money, also think of it kind of as a little bit of promotion and advertising for them, because you're getting their information out there to someone who may have never seen it before and may never even know something like that exists and go, dang, I do need those services. How do I reach out to them? And then you can have their information to where they can get in touch with that charity. So it's more than just the money too. It's something that I think a lot of people don't think about with charity streams.
Yeah.
And that's I would like to also add onto that and kind of touch on what Sadomi said with influence. you do have an influence. And I think the other thing that a lot of people struggle to understand, I know that for me, I still have trouble wrapping my mind around the fact that things that I say impact other people in such a big way at times. But you also need to understand your influence can have negative impacts. And if you aren't carrying yourself well, and if you aren't keeping in mind that people do look to you for advice, or people look to you for any kind of help at all, you have to have the best interest in mind of those who are viewing as well. I know that especially when it comes to mental health, there are some people who have crossed lines that could hurt people, and you have to bear in mind that we are not that both, but there has to be an understanding between the community and the streamer that you're not a professional. And even if you are, you should not be giving that professional advice to your Twitch chat. You don't know them personally. They don't know you. That cannot be, you cannot be giving definitive advice on mental health to your chat. I don't care who you are, but the amount of hurt that can cause, it's not worth it. Please remember, your words have influence. Direct people to where they can get help. Do not tell them that you are a beacon for them, because that's dangerous to everyone involved.
Yeah, just tell them to go to Heart Support. They're great people for it. Like Heart Support they're just amazing people. That's what I always do, because like what Jambo said, I really don't know like what to say in the like I don't want to make anything worse or anything. So, and I know Heart Support are just great people for that kind of stuff. And so I have a command in my channel. You can just do ! Heart Support, and it'll shout them out. Tell them to go over there and check it out, because like what Jambo said, we really can't be. I'm no expert. I'll put it that way. Anybody else on this one?
Humans are very complex, so understanding, like, when it comes to mental health, realize that it took us thousands of years to understand ourselves as creatures, and no other creature in the earth, on the world, can do that as far as we know. So it is a complicated topic. Keep that in mind. I think it's okay to share your personal experiences with things. And if you guys see my Twitter, I just, sometimes it's like 4 a.m. and I should put my phone down, but you know what? It happens. It goes out there. But remember, like I said, people do see what you post. And so even if you post something you think is harmless joke, that could be completely reckless and absolutely just idiotic and just not needed. And we have a topic later on that's more heavy that we'll get into about that. But you do have a responsibility on everything you post. Even if you don't want it, you still have it.
I think Hazel brought up an interesting point in chat that could be good to tag on with the topic later on, whenever we're a little bit deeper into that kind of stuff. So I'm going to take that and put it in my notepad real quick so we don't forget it.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah. All right. So we'll get into the regular topics that we have for right now. So the first one we have is Twitch receives criticism for Black Lives Matter video featuring mostly white streamers, which is crazy. That like Twitch has done a lot of things that people are like, what are you doing? But like, this is so simple. It's such an easy thing to not mess up, and they still figured it out. Like, I really hate jumping on, like, you know, hating on Twitch bandwagons. Like, I feel like people just do that just because it's popular or whatever. But just this is it. It's just stupid that they did this in the first place. I think it, like they were saying, it featured mostly white streamers. There was one black streamer who had some sort of line in the video, and then it was mostly white streamers again. Crazy.
Awkwardly in staff.
Roby, why'd you do this? We'll just blame him.
All right. So, do you guys want, as the black guy here, do you guys want me to go last or want me to go first?
What?
Which one?
I'm gonna let you decide what you want to do here. How about that?
I'll hear your inputs first, and I'll give you my input.
Yeah. Jambo. There you go. Your words have impact. Be careful.
Is that the
input? Coupled with the video where they said that the G in LGBTQ stands for gamer, I feel like we're just kind of on two back-to-back complete misses. Here's what I will say. I think that they intended to have a good message. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean shit because it was a bad video. So
Right.
I can't, it's so just I watched that video and I was streaming when I saw it, and I just stopped doing what I was doing, and I was like, I have to say something. And then I just turned all of my attention to Twitter because it was the most jaw-dropping. What? Who? That was approved by someone. There was a person who saw that video and they were like, that's good. That's good.
I love it.
Good. Keep it up. Keep it up, Matt. That was the
A
good one.
raise.
Yes. A raise. I think okay. I think that allyship, or better yet, a fucking being an accomplice to creating change with Black Lives Matter is super important. But there are so many people who need to stop making that the point. The point is not to uplift yourself as an ally. That's fucking great. That's awesome. We're white and we care. That's
Right.
not what's important. You need to uplift the voices that are oppressed, not use your allyship to be oppressed, which is the thing that keeps fucking happening. And
Right. The video seemed more about like, well, white people care now too. Like that's what it's, which is
well, white people care too. So
So now it matters,
Yeah,
right?
right.
now.
Let's make a video about it.
I can't, and it sucks too because Dr. Lupo's message, it was so chopped up in that video. But if you guys actually watched his entire speech on that, it was so fucking powerful, but it didn't belong in that video.
Right.
That's what sucks. Like that, it was a great speech, but they chopped it up to sound so, I don't even know what the word is. Maybe you kind of know what I mean, but they chopped up his speech to sound so different than he actually meant it. And that sucks too, but it still didn't have a place in that video.
Right. That could have been
highlighting and uplifting Black voices and Black creators on the platform. Not, here's some white people that did stuff for you. Like that's it's not the same. It's
right.
I can't, I'm sorry. It's so
there should have been a totally different video 100% dedicated to being an ally for it, as opposed
if
to
you want to
doing
do that. Yes.
right.
Yes.
Right.
Go for it. No, awesome. But
don't make that.
Yes. Don't use the Black Lives Matter movement to create a video about white people who know what BLM stands for, because that's not the same. It's not the same to be an ally and then take on oppression for yourself. That's not how it works. That's not the same. It's not the same thing. You're helping people who are oppressed no longer have that in their lives, not being like, well, what about me? Because I care about that. So I'm oppressed now. It's me. Look at me. It's not. I have a lot of feelings on this, but I'm gonna stop. That's it. I think I've made it clear.
MPI.
Well, I mean, Jambo covered it pretty well. But I mean, you're right, and I think the thing that I see in chat right now from Dolan was, we forgot to actually consult members of the Black community when we made this, and that's what it feels like happened. Like someone in the PR department went, man, that's great, and then just went with it. And I get that all the messages that were there were positive. These were positive things that happened. You know, raising money for bail funds, speaking out against racism, so on and so forth. Yes, those are good things, but the video also even says like raise up our Black community. We want to show off Black creators. And they showed like what, 2 Black creators in the video? Like, why was the whole video not about that then? And then if they wanted to say like, we've like, you know, a lot of our streamers have raised money to help with this, then those clips of white streamers raising money would have fit because everyone was raising money. Sure. But to come in and say we're gonna give our Black creators a voice, we're gonna help them, like really like be at the front of this so that people can see them and make sure that they are seen, and then go, oh wait, do we have more than 2 Black streamers? We don't know what to do now, and then move on. Was like, what? It's just who did that and who thought it was okay?
It actually gives me a headache.
Right.
Whose boss didn't go, what is wrong with you? Like, what?
Let's raise black streamers. Here's Dr. Lupo.
And I think if they wanted to show off like our really big names like Dr. Lupo were involved in this, retweet his tweet about it. And that's it. Move on. Move on.
And showcase Dr. Lupo for Black Lives Matter, because I guarantee you no streamer in that video was. I actually know that multiple were not asked to be in it.
That's the other thing I wanted to bring up.
There was nobody who was like, yeah, put me in this video. This is a good idea. That was it was all Twitch just pulling video, which is fine if it's to the point, but it wasn't. So then I want Sadomi to speak on this. But I just want to add before we jump into that later, if we could link Frisk's tweet later on with the video that she made.
Does somebody have that?
To fix it. I can go find, unless Sadomi, are you muted?
Yeah, I got that pulled up.
Awesome.
I saw him talking. I couldn't hear him.
Posted in chat.
This one's what the video should have been.
Don't I just saw your chat.
Oh yeah, I just saw this pop up.
Let's
actually,
we're vacant.
That's amazing. Yeah, that makes sense. I actually hate him for saying that. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so what is this tweet? This tweet by Frisk? I actually haven't seen this.
Oh, that's the actual.
That's the video that she made with that uplifts black voices. She made what Twitch should have done, but we can talk about that after. I just wanted that to be known that it exists before we.
Yeah. So just so you know, that video that one person made, by the way, or one person like put together, organized, was better than $1 billion companies, and she did it in less than 20 something hours.
Yeah.
You don't have a watch on.
Listen. This scar means that it is. I don't give a crap o'clock. Okay. Oh, cool. So there we go. That's my time.
Okay.
Anyway,
right. Noted.
Let me stand up for this one. So, as a member of the Black Twitch community, we have some demands for you, Twitch. Twitch, the first thing I want to ask you is one, I know you're thinking of it, and do not, I swear to God, do not make a POC tag or a black tag. That's only going to go badly. And you're going to do it. I bet you're going to do it. Don't do it. Second thing, please hire any person who is black or in some way, shape, or form LGBT to your social media team. Please. It'll help you so much. And second, yeah, y'all gotta chill. Y'all really gotta chill. Like, the first thing the reason why that was such a really bad tweet was because the way I think I saw Twitch saw it was either they didn't think about it, or B, they're trying to hit their target audience, which means they understand and know where Twitch like audience kind of sits. Even though it's a very international group, where it's a very diverse group, it is a lot of people who may not be of color, or at least will not openly admit to it because of many reasons. One, because if you look dark on your channel and go tweet into just chatting, you'll get a lot of George Floyd names and a lot of knee names and a lot of other things going on too. I know Jambo has experienced this, but with her being a woman, literally it's the same thing. Just switch out the N-word for boobs, and boom, same thing. There's no accountability for users on Twitch whatsoever.
You're roboting right now.
Okay, cool.
We're good.
When you have a bunch of people on the platform who is the face of your company and none of them look like me, that inherently tells me that I am not designed to be a streamer on your platform. That's what that means. Even if you may not mean it, if you see a bunch of 6 foot tall dudes, 6 foot 10-inch tall dudes playing basketball, and you're 4'8", you're gonna think, hey, maybe basketball's not for me. I don't see anybody who looks like me. I don't understand. Okay? So having more creators of different backgrounds, different genders, different races, different looks on your front page and on the face of your company just shows you that streaming is for everyone. And Twitch, that will make you money. That's what the language you speak. Trust me, I know. because you are owned by Amazon. Amazon does two things: make money and sell things. So please, 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 whatever you do, have more people who look like me on the platform. Have more people who are women on your front page. Have more people who are openly gay, openly trans on your front page, on all of your social medias, on all of your accounts, because that will truly allow people to see, oh, hey, that they can stream, I can do it too, or I can watch somebody who goes through what I go through and I can relate, because streaming is 100% relational. And the fact that there are places of this community that I will not go simply because if I get put on camera, I'll get try harder in chat and not for good reason, shows me that the community around Twitch itself, both as a company and just as the general widespread mainstream notion of it, is not a place for people like me.
Yeah, I mean, that's
It's a harsh truth,
Yeah.
but it's a truth.
it really is.
And here's one thing that I just want to say. Like I do definitely feel that no matter what we do, no matter what we change, there will always be places that certain people are just not welcome. And I think we need to focus on what we can change and not who we can't. Because I think that trying to change everyone and everything is where the problem kind of lies. We're not working ground up. We're trying to do this overall fucking umbrella of change that is going to cause people to fight back. Where instead, if you just try to fight individual battles at a time and you try to create spaces that are safe instead of changing ones that aren't, you're going to have more effective blanket change than just trying to force people to do something that they're not going to do. There's forcing people to do something that they don't want to do but should, and forcing people to do something they're not going to do. Hate is going to exist no matter what, but creating spaces that are not tolerant of it is what's important, because you can't change every single person in the world. You can't, it's not feasible. You can't do it. So just start by creating change and creating spaces that are safe and actually having moderation for those spaces and allowing people to be safe where they can, not telling them that they should be safe where they can't go. Because regardless, racism, hate, bigotry, all of that is going to exist, unfortunately, no matter what. And it fucking sucks and it's terrible. But if we put all of our resources into trying to change everyone's mind instead of just changing what we can immediately, which is where we should start. Obviously, we need to try and to eliminate that fucking hate bullshit from around the world, but start where you can. Start making a change where you can make one now, not where you are going to have to fight for years to make one. Make people feel safe now. Make change now where we can be safe, where we can be educated, where we can be happy and not feel like anyone is going to be attacked for who they are. I'm tired of the big picture change that clearly isn't working. Start focusing on something. Start actually putting effort, time, money, and attention into a space where issues can be solved. Not, we're going to fix this global issue with a video. That's not how it works either. So it bothers me that there are somewhat reasonable, simple solutions that are not being implemented for the sake of big picture. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. And wait, Sadomi, he doesn't have Sadomi, were you about to say something?
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I did.
Oh, no, you're good. I'll say one thing. What I think Twitch should do is, and I mean it, there's no black people on their social media team with any power. Maybe an intern or two. Maybe somebody who's like, yeah, I'm gonna get fired if I say something. So like, listen, hire somebody who is, but don't be like, hey, we're hiring more black people, so here's a black guy be hired. No, just hire somebody who is. Just say, hey, we hired this person, and that's it. Like I said, don't just normalize it. Like, make it normal. Because listen, find somebody who's qualified, and there's plenty of qualified people.
Yep.
I know them. I've seen them. You see them on Twitter. hire them, hit them up, make a post about it. Hey, so we hired this person, and hopefully they can make sure our Twitter game is an absolute dog shit.
Yep.
Instead.
What TRUgaming just said on the subject of holding users accountable. Do you guys think that Twitch chat users should be punished more significantly for being banned in multiple Twitch channels? So I believe that mods in other channels should be able to see how many you're banned in. I think that mods should be able to see how many you're banned in and if there was a specific reason. I think that they should be able to see if reports have been filed on your channel. Not maybe what they were, but like you should be able to see those things. I think that we should be able to be given the tools to keep other channels and communities safe from people who maybe have caused a problem and who have maybe done horrible, shitty stuff in another channel. You should know. They should make that shouldn't be private information. That's what I hate. If you are going around being a racist scumbag in other channels and then you're going to just pop into a new one, I feel like mods should be able to prepare themselves and should be able to know that and hold people accountable across the board, not just in one fucking channel. It should be yes, what Dolan said, make mod comments global. If you're banned for racism, everybody should know that. That shouldn't just be your ticket to a new channel. That should be, everyone should be able to know that.
Yeah,
It's
there's no
crazy that it's
accountability
not
to
already-
users.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's not already built in. It's insane because it only makes sense to have it so that mods can see what other mods have done. You know what I mean? Like if you mess up that bad to where you get banned in the channel, you should have to wear that on your sleeve on Twitch.
Yep.
You definitely should.
And I think it becomes a little bit of a hard line to walk with some of those things because, like you said, Jambo, we need to educate people. And I think if someone is banned from, let's say, one channel because the reason being was a racist thing.
Yeah.
And they go, wait a minute, what did I do? And they don't realize that what they said was bad. There should be the ability to educate that person.
Yes,
But when we see it being like a pattern of things, then say, yeah, no, you don't get to come here. Sorry.
I completely agree. And that's what I mean. I don't mean ban them immediately. I don't mean like if you see they've been banned for that, just ban them. I just mean there should be a warning. It should be something that signifies this person has been a problem before. Just keep an eye on them. Because people can change. I was actually going to say that this could lead to cancel culture, but that's not what I want. I don't want people to be canceled for having made mistakes, but we should be able to be on our toes. If this person has been banned for sexism, racism, other hate, bigotry, whatever, that we should know. We should know that for sure. And it's really funny when you say banned by IP, Mezzo, that Twitch has said outright that there are things they can't do. There are things that they can't do because other sites haven't figured it out yet. So we can't do bullshit. If OnlyFans can IP ban, so can Twitch. Figure your shit out. It's unreal. It's like they just don't want to take those measures because if you IP ban, that's one less person that's going to be on your platform. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? If these people are hurting other people, IP ban. Who cares?
So I have two things that I want to add to this if I can. Sadomi said exactly the reason why they care. That's because Amazon. And that is all money driven. So what I'm guessing is seeing is if we IP ban that person, that is one person that can't watch ads. That's one person that can't sub. That's one person that can't tip bits. So I think that's probably a big reason why they're going to fight against it as long as they can. Which I hate to say that and be a cynical person, but we all have to remember Twitch is still a business. And if they can find a reason to make money, they will. Which is shit. But
and we've already heard that
it's
Amazon...
the reality of it. I forgot words for a second.
You're good. I mean, we already did hear earlier this year, maybe it was the end of last year, that Amazon wasn't necessarily happy with the amount of ad revenue made on Twitch. Because of ad blocker and things like that, but they were just generally unhappy. So like they're already kind of under the microscope from Amazon. So I understand that, but that's still not a good enough reason to not permanently ban these. It's
not a good reason,
right?
But I assume that would be their reason.
I think the other thing to take into account too is like, and this is not defending who is on Twitch or what they've let slide. But my point is there are also a lot of people that report accounts just to troll and be assholes.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, those get lumped in. Those get put in the pile with every other complaint. And I think that it's made it hard because you see streamers that are getting banned for things that aren't true. You've seen streamers that are getting banned because enough people have troll reported their account. Like, so there's like this crazy influx of people who have started to try and hurt and take away a streamer's channel to troll them. And while I completely agree that there needs to be better moderation and a better reporting system, Twitch, it's 2020. I don't know what the fuck their reporting system is, but it's bullshit. It takes 5 hours to actually report someone and you can't actually input useful information. So I don't really know what the point of it is, but regardless, I think that it something needs to be said for the fact that my main point here, that Twitch actually took a big step in permanently banning multiple huge money people on their platform. And while I'm not even going to get into the fucking Dr. Disrespect shit, but look at all of the predators who were banned. They removed so many big money names for the sake of safety. And I think that needs it, while it's not enough, it does need to be acknowledged because those are big people that they removed. Some of those people were faces of their platform. And I think that what I am hoping, and this is big hope, is that this eventually evolves into better moderation in general. I know that they announced that they're going to be making it harder to create racist usernames. I would love to know how they're going to do that, what they're going to implement to help stop that. Or was it saving face? I feel like legally they couldn't keep those people on the platform regardless. Because if you have sexually assaulted someone, you can't legally be on the platform. I feel like that's not really.
Yeah. I hate
really
being cynical, but I don't think I again, the one thing I learned in my life is everything revolves around money. So while I don't want to say Twitch necessarily was like, oh, these guys are horrible people, get them off our platform, it was more of like they're a liability.
And it could be a little bit, honestly, I think it's both.
I think to say that Twitch just doesn't care about people is also really crass. Because that's too far. To say that, oh, Twitch would rather you be assaulted than remove a streamer is a really bold, shitty take. I think that it's a little bit of both. This person's a liability. They have committed a fucking crime. Remove them from the platform. We don't want them hurting anybody else. Can all be reasons that you remove someone from your platform.
Oh yeah, I wasn't completely saying that was the only reason by far.
I know,
but
I was just saying, like, to say that it was just to save face that's too far. I don't believe that they're good. But besides, then you have to look at Dr. Disrespect. Their biggest fucking cash cow is gone, which clearly must have been for a gigantic legal reason.
Right.
Yeah, because we still don't know why.
And that's insane to me. But regardless, he's gone. They're no longer making Dr. Disrespect money, and they clearly removed him for an important reason.
And that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very. It's just crazy.
A spite ban on
no,
Dr.
you don't lose that much money for spite. Trust me, you don't lose that much money for spite.
Might as well have been crazy as it said that. That's a troll comment.
You can't ban someone because they don't like their contract. When Ninja went to Mixer, they didn't ban his account. They stripped his partnership. You don't, if he's moving to a different platform, you can't ban someone. That's like a big fucking reason to ban someone.
And like Slasher apparently knows about it and didn't feel like leaking it. So
they know, but they can't say it.
Which means there are ninjas, legal ninjas. Like you going to get your head cut off, literally.
I mean, there are people who are on Twitch staff who are saying that they don't even know that they've kept it so close to the chest that it's only people who need to know. Like they don't They don't even know.
I'm hoping
That
eventually
information must be
something
so-
leaks.
Oh, it will eventually.
Right.
I mean, eventually something will have to come out. There's no way that this is going to go unknown for the rest of our lives, you know?
no, because somebody is gonna find out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna
Either-
find out, and someone's gonna leak it, and we're gonna
Yeah.
know.
It'll either leak or it will stay tight-lipped until, you know, someone can make an official announcement.
Right.
One of the two is going to happen. There's no way.
They found out he wasn't
Yeah.
actually a doctor.
They sued him for malpractice.
Oh my gosh. So actually, to Jambo's point earlier about potentially Sadomi's point, Twitch is actually looking to hire 2 new executives to address sexual misconduct and DMCA issues. So there is potential there for potentially some sort of growth in maybe making things better. I don't know. I mean, the fact that they're looking for 2 new executives, it says something, but we really don't know with Twitch until the actions start happening, because they've said a lot of things and a lot of things still haven't happened, obviously. But I did think that was interesting that they posted for 2 new jobs specifically for the DMCA and sexual misconduct issues. I'm assuming it's going to go beyond the sexual misconduct issues for the one job. It should just be safety across the board. So hopefully that's where things are headed. I did just stumble across that this morning. I thought that was interesting. Other than that, I mean, they didn't really say too much about the specific jobs of each one too much yet. But yeah. So anybody got anything on that one? I mean, I think we pretty much kind of covered all of the safety issues and everything on Twitch. So let's see. Next topic is Twitch Prime's new channels featuring reality gaming shows, comedy, and tournaments. They have one that's going to be starting soon, if it hasn't already, where content creators are kind of like teaming up with like a coach, I guess, per se, and trying to highlight their content and see if they could be like the next popular streamer, the next like up and coming streamer, where they're just highlighting content creators with good content. And I think that's pretty cool. Just another way to get discovered on Twitch, and it kind of makes it entertaining. Have you guys seen anything on this one yet?
No, I didn't see anything before today.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was cool. I know that they've been wanting to get into shows and stuff, but yeah, I know they have the High Five show that we talked about a week or two before. So I know they're trying to get into more reality shows lately for sure.
Is that other one sponsored by, or is that like actually part of Twitch?
Which
The one we talked about last time?
High five? No.
I don't
think that's like a
so.
Twitch sanctioned
Right.
show. That's
Right,
like
I
someone
don't
else
think it
put
is.
it together. But I'm
Right.
sure they see people are doing this on their own. Why are we not doing it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This one is actually, it's a Twitch Prime channel. I think it's just called Crown, I want to say. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. Let me look it up real quick. Maybe that's not it. I don't know. I can't remember anymore. I had to find the article again. But it is interesting. It'll be cool to see like different forms of media coming over to Twitch in the future. Things like that, where like, you know, those kind of shows were only on cable before, and now they're starting to come over here, which I think is pretty dope. Sadomi, did you want to bring up the topic that we were?
Sure. So,
Yeah.
because anyone has not heard, even I think a week ago now, or it's a bit over a week, a very popular streamer that most of us probably know, Wreckful, took his own life. And there's been a lot of talk about mental health in the streaming community and what it means for broadcasters, both large and small. And if I said Wreckful was the only victim of these parasocial relationships that people form, of the constant being a face of someone's entertainment, I'll be lying. There are many victims, both small and some who pay the ultimate price. And the one thing I want to hit on first is suicide and being it's hard being on camera. It's hard having the internet look at you and you're the entertainment. You're there. They can say whatever they want to you. You can't do anything reasonable back to them. Okay? There's no repercussion. There's no accountability. So whenever you say something in chat, whenever you say something to another person, to a streamer, to someone online, in a game, in voice chat, wherever, be mindful of what you say, because people coming into your chat and telling you to kill yourself is, sure, some people say, yeah, just walk away from it. But if it's your livelihood or a place where you generally feel safe and like your safe spot, or even just a place you enjoy, I don't know any other place where that is accepted out in the physical world, where you can have the expectation to have somebody come up to you and be like, I think you're pathetic. Jump off a cliff right now. You're wasting oxygen. That is despicable. That is disgusting. And if any of you have ever interacted with a streamer before, realize that just because you may know who they are, their deepest stories, their secrets, their lives, they know nothing about you. So keep that in mind. Everyone here, I know these people as for what they put out on their screens and for how I talk to them in private. For a lot of you guys in chat, even though I may know some of you, technically right now, you're just names and people on a list. I don't know what any of you look like. I don't know what any of you probably do. I don't know anything about your background. And some people may consider like me their friend, their close friend, or even larger streamers with much larger audiences in 10,000 people chats. You can't expect them to know every single person individually. That's ridiculous. That's just a lot of people. And so when you say something that may be ribbing or even joking, like, oh my God, dude, you suck at a game, they may take it personally because it's just a stranger telling them their thoughts. And, you know, some people say you could just walk away from the screen or turn chat off or whatever, but it affects you and you can't always ignore everything people say. They say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will make me cry at night.
Is that the same?
I mean, whatever they used to say back in high school was stupid as hell. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's this like expectation of streamers, and even when I was first starting, I had people tell me, you know, you have to have a thick skin. You have to let things roll off of you. You can't let it affect you, because if you show that it affects you, they win. And we need to end that, because that's the stupidest mindset to have. That's so unhealthy. There's no way that is beneficial, because you immediately lose when you begin to just bottle up emotions and feelings for things that people say to you. It's not, when you're the streamer, you are the one on camera. You are looking at a chat. Thank you. You're the one on camera. You're the one who's having people talking at you. You can't see anyone. All you see is words and names in your chat, right? That's it. So when people are talking to you and saying shitty things to you, they are looking directly at you. They are seeing your face. They're seeing you, what you look like. Your brand is you as a streamer. So if somebody is coming in to insult you, you are on the spot. Say you have 50 people in your chat, 10 people, 5 people, 100 people, and you have somebody come in and tell you to kill yourself. They call you fat. They say some racial or bigoted slur at you. You are seeing that. You are needing to respond to that. And there's this expectation on streamers to respond gracefully. And I hate to break it to you, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you win by showing it does affect you, because the moment that you show your audience that you aren't supposed to react to negative things, that you aren't supposed to show feelings, you are telling them to hide a part of them. You are telling them that it's not okay to show who you really are and be transparent and be open and allow things to hurt you. It's okay to let things bother you. It's okay to clap back sometimes. It's okay to show that you are the one in control, because they're trying to take that away from you. And they win if you hide what you're feeling. They win if you don't stand up for yourself. That's what it is. Stop letting people tell you that you lose if you show that it bothers you. It's not true. It's not true. You win the moment that you accept your emotions for what they are and the way that somebody else impacts you. And you are absolutely allowed to show that that bothers you. Fuck everyone else. It's your stream. Nobody else gets to control how you feel on your stream but you. That's it, bitches.
I mean, yeah, for sure. MPI, did you had something you wanted to talk about, right?
Oh, Man, I can go on this subject for probably the rest of the show if you guys don't stop me. So somebody tell me to shut up when I need to shut up.
Shut
All
up.
right, shut up. Nice.
Here's I want to go on what Jambo said, and then I want to move on to something that is covered in this that I've seen a lot recently around streaming, streamers, and mental health. First, Jambo, you're goddamn right. Stand up for yourself. If people are in your chat and they are absolutely offending you, it is 100% okay to tell them that it's not okay. I'm not saying that you need to attack them or, go after them on social media or anything. But if somebody says, let's use an example. Someone in chat says, hey, I think you're too fat. Go, great. That's fucking hurtful. And I've been struggling with that. Thanks for being an asshole and pointing it out. Now, shut up. It's the same thing we see with retail workers. People think they can abuse you because you depend on them. Spoiler alert, no, you don't. Retail employees have it a little bit worse because they have a boss above them that says, no, you're not allowed to yell at customers. Guess what? I'm my own boss. I don't have anyone that tells me I'm not allowed to tell you you're an asshole. So I'm going to do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Just be nice to people. It's not that hard. And I think going forward, there's a huge difference in somebody being like, I don't like your shirt. And you being like, okay, cool. Versus, I don't like you because you're a woman or because you're fat or whatever it is. That's different. There can be fun back and forth with chat. That can happen. I'm not saying don't have fun with each other. But if people are legitimately attacking you or in any way making you uncomfortable, unhappy, you don't have to stand for it.
Yep.
Kick them out. That's not who you want in your community anyway. That will, if you're starting out, that's going to help you start off on a good foot and build a positive community. If you've been streaming for a while and don't have, the most positive community, but that's what you want, let people know that. Just tell them, hey, I don't like the way this is going. I love you all. I want you to be here. But I think we need to, take this in a different road. Let's go a different direction. And if people can't follow that, cool. See ya. That's what the ban button's for.
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm done being angry. Beyond that discussion, I've seen something a lot on Twitter of we as streamers have people come in our chat regularly and will be struggling with something, whether it's, anxiety, depression, addiction, whatever it is, they could be struggling with something and need help. Where is, like Hazel brought up earlier, I'm pretty sure, where is the line in someone looking for just like life advice and who needs actual help? And how do we as streamers handle that? I have a lot of thoughts on it, but I will let you guys give me your thoughts on it before I go off on a tangent.
Sadomi, you want to start this one?
Yeah. It might be because I'm so ridiculous on stream, but I tell people all the time, if you need to come to me for life advice, realize I'm a 26-year-old man that just got a relationship that makes about $5 a day sometimes, who only knows how to cook as his main skill, and is funny, yells on the internet. If you're asking me for life advice, keep in mind what I give you is going to be what I've experienced in my own life. For your life, I don't know the details. And also, I'm just going to tell you what I know. And at the end of the day, if you're asking me as a person, I'll tell you as a person. I'm not like a god. I'm not like a guru. I'm not up here. I'm just another dude who just knows how to work a computer. That's really all. That's really it. So if you ask me questions about life advice, I'll give it to you. But keep in mind, you got to find that for yourself.
Yeah. So when it comes to life advice and sharing our experiences, I think that that's an important part of streaming. I think transparency discussing the things that we've been through and how we've gotten through them can resonate with somebody else. And I think that is extremely important, because sometimes the people that we have in our lives IRL might not have those experiences, but on the internet there's just countless people and countless sources that you could find that would resonate and hit with you and help you with something that maybe you didn't even know you were dealing with. And I think that is super, super important. I also think that if you want to be an ally for mental health, if you want to be able to help people and stand by them and maybe help give them direction, and help them capitalize on finding a solution for their mental health, there's a site that offers a free program that I believe every streamer, if you can, should take. I've already had all of my mods do it. It kind of helps. It's called nostigmas.org, and basically what it does is it takes you through these modules that will allow you to be a better advocate for mental health. You're not a professional, you aren't giving advice, but what it's going to do is better equip you for handling situations like that when they come into your chat. It'll give you a better idea of what to say. It'll give you a better idea of how to direct, a better idea of how to have those discussions while guiding people to get the help that they need or what might help them. I can't stress enough how significant this is. And again, it is free. So I highly suggest, if you're a content creator and you want to be able to better deal with those situations, it'll take maybe a few hours to complete all of them. Maybe I think they're like an hour a piece for each module. And there's 3 of them. Highly, highly recommend. We are not professionals, and that's it. We aren't, but we can be better. We need to be better. We need to be able to better direct people to the help they need while also not pushing them away, because that's a big problem I've seen in a lot of streams, is those messages just get deleted or those people get banned, and that's not the way it needs to be handled. If it needs to be removed for trigger reasons, absolutely, but reach out to them in a whisper. I have my mods reach out to people if we need to remove a message, to know that they're not unwelcome, but that it might be triggering for someone else. And as a whole, you need to be able to keep the entire community comfortable, but you do have a responsibility to how you handle these situations, and the better equipped you can be, the better off your community will be.
Now, I want to interject with one thing. How often do you guys get messages from viewers, from people, like talking about how they have had issues with their mental health and have thought about taking action on them? And because I've gotten a lot more than I would like to admit.
Chat or like DMs?
I'll say
Right.
DMs. I say DMs. DMs are a bit more personal, and usually you're not on stream, or you're not like around, so you kind of have to just action on it there. How often have you guys been in that situation?
Lately, I've had 2 people that came forward about wanting to do something like that. That boldly, that have boldly said something like that. I had long message conversations with both. I did what I could. They're okay. As far as I know, they've still messaged me. I don't, but again, I'm not a mental health professional. I can help where I can. I can help guide to resources. I sent multiple links to free therapy resources, phone numbers, websites, anything that could potentially help. And I sat and I talked with them. If taking time out of my day means helping somebody else who's on an edge like that with where I can, I will. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation. Not always, not by any means, but sometimes helping guide people and having that heart to heart with them can help, because some people genuinely do reach out when they're on their last rope just to talk to someone. And you never know, but you can't treat everyone that comes to you like, well, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to talk to you. This isn't my problem, because that's not like we said earlier, whether or not you like it, your voice has an impact and you have an impact and you have a social responsibility as a creator. And it's hard and it's not always going to be fun, but you have to be able to adapt to that the best that you can and be equipped to help guide people where they might need to go. And it's a lot of responsibility, but it's important.
Yeah, I mean, you guys kind of all nailed it. MPI.
So I want to touch on something real fast that Edible said in chat too, is just because you send someone a DM doesn't mean that they're always looking at it. Like,
yep,
we're not always sitting here just staring at our Twitter and Discord DMs, just waiting for someone to message us. So just because someone doesn't message you back in, like 30 seconds doesn't mean that they're not going to be there.
Yep.
You also have to remember that they have things outside of their computer room. Like I have things outside of this desk that I have to do. Like after this today, I have to go mow the lawn. That's probably going to take me an hour and a half. If you message me in that time, I probably won't get to respond for a little while. So it's a hard line with that, I think, but that's something to remember. What Jambo said, I hadn't seen no stigmas, but that's exactly where I was going to go. Is if, all right, let me backtrack just a little bit. It's okay to not necessarily want your channel or chat to be very mental health focused. That's not for everyone. It's hard. It's hard to do that. I know it is because I do it.
Yep.
It's hard. It's hard to play a video game and then have someone come in and say, hey, I need to vent for a little bit, and then be entertaining while playing a game and venting with that person and talking to them. It's hard. So I'm not telling you that you have to do that just because you stream. But if that's something that you are passionate about, that matters to you, or that you just want to be there to help people, that is a great place to start. There's also, I can 100% guarantee you'll have to do some research, but in your town or your city or near your city, if you live in a small city, a bigger city somewhere, has free trainings on how to be a crisis intervention person. That's not the exact term. Words are hard, but you will get crisis intervention training. Someone will come to you wanting to act on that. You will know how to de-escalate the situation and get them to where they need to be. Like Jambo said, like all of us have said, and like I will say every single time anyone talks to me about mental health, I'm not a professional. I didn't graduate college. I dropped out of school when I studied theater. I am not a professional to tell you how to take care of your mental health, how to cope with it. I can tell you what I do and what works for me. I can tell you what I have been through with my anxiety and depression, what I've been through with losing loved ones to suicide, but I can't tell you what to do.
Yep.
And I will never tell you what to do.
Yep.
If you want these things in your channel or you need them, anything, go through those no stigma trainings, find the crisis intervention, have resources available immediately. Make commands for them. Have your mods go through these things if they're willing to. Don't tell people they have to just because they're a mod, because I'm not going to expect them to do that. Maybe that's too heavy for them, and that's fine. But have your mods go through these trainings where they can. If you're a streamer, I'm going to plug something, and I'm not going to feel bad about it because Veli already plugged it. Reach out to Heart Support.
Yep.
They stream on Twitch. None of them are professionals. They work for a nonprofit, which is called Heart Support. They have an anonymous forum where you can post just saying like, hey, I'm struggling. I need some people to talk to. They do this every day. That's their job, is they stream on Twitch on the Heart Support channel, and both of Dan and Casey, the two people that run that stream, have their own streams that they do the exact same things on. If you are a streamer and you want to know more about how you can help people more or how to handle it better in your chat, 1000% reach out to those dudes. They may not respond to you right away because they have a lot going on, but they have so many resources for a streamer to be able to handle it, to learn how to just deal with it, even if it's not something that you're comfortable talking about. But they can help you if someone comes to your channel, how to help de-escalate them and get them help that they need. And don't just have resources for your country available. Please remember that. There is, yes, in the US, we have the National Suicide Hotline. That's great. The first word in that is national. That means it's for America only. There are other countries out there that have separate phone numbers, separate websites that people have to go to get that help. Try to have those available too. It takes 8 seconds to Google it and put it in a chat command. It's not that hard. Just keep all of those things and be able to give them to people. And again, make sure that you don't just say, just go there. Deal with it there. To go away. Just say, hey, I am not a professional. I hear you. I understand you. It is 100% okay that you are feeling the way you feel. No one thinks less of you. What you're going through is real and valid. And if anybody tells you that your mental health is not valid, fuck them. They're wrong. That's all there is to it. But tell them, hey, man, it's cool. I'm here. I understand what you're going through is real. It is valid. It is hard. And I understand that. Here is where you can get some real professional help. I will be here with you while you get it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it's really important stuff too. Like he was saying, like if you don't want it to take over your chat, or if you don't feel like you want to necessarily focus too much on mental health, Heart Support is a really good resource to reach out to and have a command for in your channel. It's something that I do just because like I've been kind of dealing with my own stuff lately. So like I really don't feel too comfortable talking about mental health and stuff like that right now. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
Heart Support's been very, very nice for that.
Really true too. If you are a streamer who deals with your own mental health or like your own mental illnesses, and there's a day where it's just too heavy for you, you don't have to stream.
Yep.
Or if you are dealing with that and you're comfortable being open about it, just tell your chat that you're struggling that day. Say, hey guys, I want you to know I love you all. I really wanted to stream today, and I am streaming right now. Obviously, we're talking, but I'm struggling today. My anxiety is really bad. I'm having a rough depression day. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just, hey, I just want you to know I'm struggling. And if you're a viewer of a streamer who talks about mental health, or just even remotely says, hey, mental health is important, and they say, hey, I'm having a hard day, be there for them too.
Yep.
Again, this all goes back to everything we've said, I don't know, 400 times today. Streamers are people too. We deal with our own shit. We all do. So if that streamer says, hey, I'm struggling today, just know that they may not be as entertaining that day. They may not be as upbeat. They might talk about what they're going through a little bit. And if that's too heavy for you, that's cool. Back out of chat. You don't have to be there that day. We understand.
Yep.
But if you're going to stay there, realize that they need you too. They might need you that day to say, hey, it's okay. And give that back to them, please.
It's so true. Being transparent is so beneficial for everyone. It's beneficial for the streamer to not have to pretend like everything is okay when they're on camera if they want to stream that day and just be with you guys. And it's beneficial for chat if y'all are having a bad day, if you're enduring the same kind of anxiety, for example, that the streamer might be going through that day, y'all can talk about it. You can feel like you're not alone. And I cannot even begin to tell you, since I started opening up about my mental health and what's been going on in my life last November, when I really just like opened the floodgates and explained everything, the amount of messages that I received and the amount of people in chat who said, I'm so happy that you said something. I've been dealing with this too. And to see somebody that I watch every day, to see somebody I look up to see somebody I know, to see somebody who I've never watched before be going through the same thing that I am, helped me feel less alone. You have no idea who you're going to impact when it just comes to being open. And it's good for you. It's good for you to be open and say, I'm having a bad day. I'm not going to stream. Like MPI said, I'm having a bad day. I am going to stream, but I need you guys to know that today is a rough day for me. And I just need to be around y'all. That's it. Take advantage of the fact that the communities that you build are there for both the good and the bad. A lot of people don't want to bring bad vibes to their community, but community means you're there for each other. And that's when things are really positive and when things are negative. You're all there to hold each other up. And that's the foundation that builds it, is transparency. So,
And I think being transparent about something like that is a way different form of negativity than like being toxic in chat and or being sexist, racist, homophobic, whatever it is. Yeah, it's hard. It's not a fun, happy thing to talk about, but it's also a very, very real reality. And like Dolan just said, it's not bad vibes, it's real. It's real vibes, man.
Mhm.
And how many times have you had someone in your chat that's just like, I'm just sad today and I don't know why? And then you went, shit, I was just sad yesterday and I didn't know why. You have a connection. Like we were just talking about heart support. The whole thing was started by someone who's in a giant touring metalcore band and would have people come up to him after shows and say, hey, dude, your music really helped me through, this hard time that I went through. And then he just one day was like, damn, why am I not doing more with that? And now we have a giant nonprofit organization. There's a lot more work that went into it than that. But obviously, that's the whole thing that started it, man. Like, he saw that there was a need for people who needed help and that he could relate to them through music. And that's what started the whole thing. Like, that happens with so many forms of art, I think, especially where you're saying things out loud. Music, movies, video games, streaming. That a lot of times 3 to 4 of those, all of them cross somehow into you make art, you create something, and it could be expressing what you don't know how to express otherwise. Like it could be easier for you to write a song about your depression than it is to say, I am depressed.
Yep.
And that's cool. And when you have those connections, that's what it's all about, And if you are struggling with something like that, I will guarantee you, I will put every cent I've ever made and will ever make in my entire life and all of other people's money that I don't have, because that's how right I am. Someone else is going through it or has went through it.
Yep.
There are 7 billion people on this earth. If you tell me there's only one person that has depression, it's physically, statistically impossible. It's not possible. You will deal with things that you think other people haven't. You're wrong. Other people have gone through it. So if you say, I'm going through X, you're going to get a response from someone who has dealt with it themselves. Almost 1,000,000% of the time, guarantee it.
Almost 1,000,000%?
I mean, like 999,999. A million's a really big number, dude.
Sadomi, that was a pretty dope shirt, my dude.
I like that shirt.
Thank you. My mom made it.
Your mom made it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You lying to me? You're lying.
No, I can bring her. I can have her. I can.
Bitch.
Yeah, she's a tailor. She tailors clothes.
That's pretty cool, man. That's a good shirt. Where can we get one? Can you put a link?
No, she doesn't do online
all right,
stores.
Dude. All right.
But
whatever, dude.
if you do want a shirt, send me a DM. She also makes masks, but I'm not gonna promo after that talk. I feel bad, but I can't. I gotta refuse to see.
Yeah, you can get these at Sadomi.com/Sadomi. The code is Sadomi. No, I get that. No, but that is a cool shirt. I might have to hit you up, my dude.
All right, bet.
Yeah, for sure. So after that super heavy topic, we need to figure out a way to lighten it up a little bit, because this topic is not heavy at all. This is just a normal, very regular, everyday topic for streaming.
Oh, is that Crazy Guys I see?
Oh my God, is he?
I heard if you say his name 3 times, he shows up, or if you clap.
Hold on, let me see something.
Boobies.
Oh, my favorite things in the world.
Boobies.
My favorite
that's a
thing.
good
You say that
conversation.
like one of those automated like talking things like that. Talk to the text
Thank
speech.
you for calling Dr. Jambo's office. Today we'll be speaking about boobies.
Boobies.
Now I just want to get
All right.
like a sound clip of Jambo just saying boobies over and over again.
Boobies.
All right, let's get crazy as in here. Once Vince gets the scene switched over. Vince.
Boobies.
Boobies.
Boobis. Nice, Dolan. Vince, you got that scene, or we're just gonna sit here, stare at foreheads? Thank you, homie. Appreciate you, dude. All right, let's go. Let's get Crazy Eyes in here. I think it's 3 times by now. Oh my god, he's here.
What's up?
What's up, man?
I'm on my camera today, but it's fine.
We can't see what you're eating today.
No, it's lamb. It's a full rack of lamb.
Oh, a full rack.
Okay.
Well, I figure what better way to shed more light on all this than just another white person's opinion. So I called in and I want to tell you how I feel about all this. No, but what is going on? Where's the safety council? Did nobody on the safety council see that video? It was like, yeah, all right, cool.
Oh, yeah. Remember when we said like they
that a
had no
thing?
power?
Does that still exist?
They don't have power. All they can do is handle issues that Twitch brings to them and looks for their input. They don't actually have power when it comes to anything at Twitch. Like, they're not employees.
So it's pure
Yeah.
posturing is
They're
what
like
it was.
they're like unpaid consultants.
All right. Because
They're volunteer consultants.
I feel like if they want to make like a change, I know there's a lot of games out there that have essentially a community-run council that reviews bans for justification, and I feel like there should. I don't know if this is real or not, or if you're making fun of me with that giggle, but I feel like if you're banning somebody I've never banned anybody because you can't get racist people in your chat if you have nobody in your chat. So, if you ban somebody, does it ask you for a reason, or is it just here's a ban and then that's it?
You don't even have to
There's no reason, no drop
click on
down,
their name.
no.
You can just do /ban and type in their name, and it just eats them into the sun.
Okay.
It does
So,
allow you, if you're a mod, you can make notes as to why
Mhm.
they were banned.
Okay,
So
which
you
are
can-
only
you can
viewable on
put
your
a
channel.
reason. Yeah, which
Okay.
is what we were saying earlier, that they
Yes.
need to be viewable on all their channels to other
So,
mods.
I feel like on top of that, there could at least be some sort of drop down that if you select like certain ban reasons should just go for automatic review by a human. Things like, being racist, homophobic, being crazy eyes, things like that. Just it automatically gets sent to that safety council. Hey, what, let's give so that's my shit. I don't know.
Right.
I think the hard part about sending it to that safety council is, like we said, they're not employees, and as far as I know, they're not paid by Twitch at all. They're just kind of like, yo, y'all stream, we want your opinion. And they're, like I said, they're unpaid consultants who Twitch will consult and then go, thank you, we have taken your opinion and may or may not follow it. It's ultimately up to us. We just want some input.
Right. And I don't think that they can say, the people on the safety council are not, from what I understand, I don't know if this is untrue, but from my understanding is they aren't even allowed to say, Twitch approach us with this issue. This is what we're working on with them. So we don't know where their input actually is. We don't know what they've helped on, and I don't think that we'll ever know. It's kind of like NDA, basically.
So I think they kind of just like announced who they were, and now they are very behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's like knowing who, like,
So it's not gonna be
whatever
social media
position at a
presence.
company is. Like, yeah, I know who, the CEO of Amazon is, but I don't see his day-to-day paperwork or whatever,
Right.
You know who they are, but now they're kind of like, they're just going to do their thing in the background.
We don't know what it is.
Yeah. And I think too, even if Twitch did pay them, like sending them those like a message that someone was banned for being racist and expecting them to make the call to like ban them from Twitch, people would that would open the floodgates of people attacking them, because publicly we know who those people are.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna do that, it should be unnamed employees.
And the amount of reports they would get, they'd be overwhelmed in 10 minutes.
They would have to hire a lot of people to do that. You would almost have to become like Facebook has those employees. Like, they sit at home and that's their job, is to view reports. I think the harder part with a social media site like that is you also have to look at photos and other things that can be much worse than reading a message that's just text. So the other problem that we come into with that is, let's say someone's banned for being homophobic constantly, and a member of the LGBTQ community is one of those people who moderates, and they just get flooded with all those messages and see nothing but hate towards them because of their sexuality, that becomes triggering to them, even if they weren't directly involved. So
Right.
you have to have a lot of mental health interaction with those kind of things. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if that
The only
makes sense.
thing it makes sense. The only thing I can see Twitch doing to combat that is something similar to the tribunal for League of Legends that they had a few years ago.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about.
Yeah, but only limit it to at least affiliates minimum to do that and give them like some kind of credit. Like give us an incentive, like, hey, you get a free emos life, you go through 100 reports or something like that. I don't know, like something to get people to actually do it besides of just like goodwill. Just because
1 bit per person you ban. No reviews.
Just makes so much money.
yeah, I mean,
Also
yeah,
And I mean,
related. Go ahead.
I would think that there probably are a lot of creators who, if that was something Twitch wanted to do, say like you will be a moderator and remove people from Twitch,
yeah, I do that.
as long as it stays private, and you pay, and especially if you paid them,
I'm in.
just make that someone's like 15 an hour a week job. Yo, that's guaranteed income for a creator who we don't have guaranteed income. So any form of guaranteed income is pretty freaking nice. And if I can help make Twitch a better place while doing it, yeah, pay me. I'm in.
So you'll accept money, is what you're saying?
I will accept money to yeet people off of a platform who are bad people.
I would like to add in that I will also accept money to yeet people off the platform. So, you know.
I'll also just accept money because you want to give me money.
Yeah, right.
Like,
If you just wanna, like,
whatever. It's up to you. You're grown.
fork over a few shekels, you know, nothing wrong with that.
Speaking of money, sub to my OnlyFans. So
Oh yeah.
What's the name of your OnlyFans?
Sadomi, OnlyFans.com/Sadomi.
Nice.
Wow.
Do you post lewd photos, or is it just doggo photos?
Or is it all forehead?
It is not 18 plus.
Just
Unless
the
you want it to
top
be.
of,
Pictures.
just constantly photos of the top of your head from various places.
Different
Then it's 18
variations
plus.
of turtle wax.
Do you do can I get one of you wearing that blue shirt behind you? Only that
With-
blue shirt?
Wait.
Huh?
Wow. Crazy. Do you have any other questions for us, man?
I have a comment. I tried to come up with a question, a comment, a concern, and a criticism. You know the 4 Qs, but I couldn't think of enough. But Sadomi, that shirt is kind of bullshit because I can never get enough of you, and I think we all know it.
You can always get enough of me.
And he's out just like that. As mysteriously as he came in, he's
Bye.
gone. Bye. have a good day. So next topic we have is Green Dumpling was tweeting something earlier this morning talking about I think he was like 30 or 32-ish roughly when he started streaming or something. And I thought that was interesting because there is like this kind of like stigma that, you know, you're only really I don't want to call it entertaining, but you only really matter, I guess, if you're of like in a certain age group, because after a while people stop caring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is something that like we are all still wondering, like, what will Tim the Tatman be in 10 or 15 years? You know what I mean? Like, will he still be relevant? Will he still be streaming? Like, what happens when all of these popular streamers continue to get older? Like, will people? I'm assuming people will still continue to care, but there is still like the stigma that, you know, if you're of a certain age, you shouldn't even try. You know what I mean? Which is obviously complete
Right.
bullshit. But Jambo, what do you have on that? Just tell me everything real quick. Thanks.
Okay, so I think there's no age on chasing your passion. There's no age on entertaining. There's no age on any of that. It all comes down to people who are entitled enough to believe that their opinion is the majority. And I hate to break it to you, but it isn't. Look at all of the successful people who have made full careers from content creation. Do you think that they're going to stop once they hit 30? Ninja's been working for 11 years to have the brand that he's built. You think that when he turns 30, he's going to retire? Dr. Lupo, look at all the shit that he's done. He just raised $2 million for St. Jude in 24 hours last Christmas. You think this dude is gonna just up and quit at 35? Just be like, nah, I'm done. I'm too old to do this. No. Do you know how easy it is to sit at your computer and play video games and stream? You guys know the Skyrim grandma? Who gives a fuck? Shut up. Your opinion doesn't matter. We're going to do whatever we want at whatever age we're at. I know my chat thinks I'm like 532 because I have like a birthday every day to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still streaming. So I'm 532.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sadomi, you just turned 26. You were just telling me how old you feel
you
today.
fucking-
Lamau.
You're too old.
Where's your water
Yeah.
and cane?
I'm getting the
Lamau?
tapioca now. But
Just
no,
totally
like-
sat back and like, yeah, I'm getting it right now.
but listen, my mother, she's a good example of this. When she's been teaching for 40 years. When she retired, she finally did it what she always wanted to do. Open her own clothing shop. She's now 63.
Fuck yes. I feel like the problem is that we've kind of, up until I would say the last 10-ish years, probably more like 5, we've kind of grown up, and our parents are in that generation too, a lot of them, of you need to have a job you hate and work up to something you love. But
Yeah.
our generation has begun to say, well, all
That
due
sucks.
respect, shut up, because I'm going to do whatever I want and I'm going to make money with my passions and my hobbies. And I think that that's kind of like, it's like flipped the script a little bit, because now people are like, oh, well, you're actually too old to be chasing your passions. So essentially people only think we should live to 30, and we need to do a lot in the 30 years that we have.
Yeah.
So
And then after that, you just pay taxes, right? That's
yeah,
all it
that's
is.
it. You just pay taxes until you die. That's it. When you hit 30, it's just taxes. And then like when you hit 60, it's Social Security, which you pay taxes on and now have like none left. So it's pretty much you just have no money till you die after 30. So make all the money you can before you're 30, because that's it.
Because then you're getting taxed.
That's it.
I got 4 years.
Hold up.
Yeah,
Hold up.
4 years.
Y'all ain't already getting taxed?
Y'all are getting paid?
Y'all get paid?
Wait, what are taxes? What?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to pay those?
I thought that was the big. I thought that was like the biggest state at the bottom of our country. That's Texas, right?
I really hate you for that one.
I'm about to walk out.
FBI, what do you have on this topic, man?
If somebody tells you you're too old to do something, tell them they're dumb. That's just flat out wrong,
Controversial
man.
take.
Yeah,
Like-
just end the podcast there.
I can 100% understand though, like feeling like it's harder to start things the later you are in life. Especially if you, let's say you're wanting to go all out into like content creation, you want to be a writer, you want to own your own business, whatever it is, but you have, a spouse and 2 kids and a mortgage to pay. Yeah, that's hard. You got bills. That's real stuff. But that doesn't mean you can't learn things. Like
Yep.
what? So the old generation who tells you you're too old or too young to do things because they're whatever, they were the ones that told me that I have to learn forever. And I have a lot of examples of things like this. One of them that I just looked up, and take some of this with a grain of salt, but I'm sure you guys may have heard of a YouTube guy. He makes some videos. His name's Casey Neistat. He's made a couple videos. He started vlogging when he was 34.
Yeah.
And yes, he had camera experience before that. He made films, but I'd never heard of him until he started vlogging. That's where everyone knows him from. That's where his career skyrocketed, was because of his vlogs. He started that when he was 34 years old. He jumped into this website that was made for kiddos, for young people, did this thing that was made for young people, and is the best at it that there will ever be. And he was 34. How many people have we seen, X person wrote this book when they were 30 or 40 or whatever, and now it's, the biggest book in the world. You can always do something.
Yeah.
And like, it drives me crazy to think about that people think that. And
Mm-hmm.
the other one, this is kind of just a little bit because I'm upset about it, is people who say I didn't grow up with all this stuff, so I don't know how to use it. Like if you are in an older generation and you want to stream and your excuse is I didn't grow up with computers. All right, well, hold on a second. One, you were around when computers were made. Like I wasn't around when computers started. You were there when they started. You've known about them longer than me. And two,
True.
my dad, who is now 77 years old, in 2012, 13, whatever, when the Chromecast came out, I bought one for him because they were watching Netflix on a Wii. And Netflix was no longer supported, so they couldn't watch Netflix anymore. So I bought him a Chromecast, plugged it into his TV, showed him the button on his phone, and instead of going, this is too much, I don't understand it, he went, that's the coolest damn thing I've ever seen in my entire life. If my dad can figure out a Chromecast and has never even asked me a single question about it after I showed him how to do it, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You're never too old. Just because you're 50 years old, does that mean that you stop learning things? Like, do you just stop reading books, watching TV, looking up information?
Yeah.
You always can learn something. Yes, there are people who are more suited for it and can, quickly pick up on it. But anyone can learn pretty much anything. Just take some time to do it. It's going to be hard work. I'm not going to lie to you, but you can do it.
Oh yeah.
So the solution is everyone needs to adopt MPI so that we can all be his smart dads.
There you
I
go.
want to be a smart dad.
I'll buy you a Chromecast.
Take away from the podcast.
I'll buy you a Chromecast, tell you to press the cast button, and then you have to say that's the coolest damn thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
What if I don't want to
Listen.
say that though?
That's
If
too
I can
bad.
find
That's what we're doing here.
Type exclamation point dad in chat to adopt MPI.
That also means that you have to pay for all of my bills and all of my stuff because you're my dad now. So thanks.
Well, there's going to be a lot of us. It's not like your bills multiply. We multiply. So we'll all just take $1 on.
Y'all just pitch in like 50
For
cents or
$1
something
a
every
day.
year. Then.
For $1 a day, you too can be MPI's father.
For $1 a day, you too can be my father and make sure that I eat.
Some cheap child support, dude. Not gonna lie.
sounds like a really interesting Twitch sub message.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
All
I
right,
found
so
my new one.
I wanted to get a couple quick questions in. First one is specifically for Jambo.
Oh, okay.
So these are both questions that I think will hopefully help people who are trying to create content and just don't really know what the next step is or
Okay.
so basically YouTube has a better video player, there's monetization for videos, and there's a channel to host all of your videos for people to go back on and find the videos easier. But I noticed that you do focus on Twitter for your videos.
Mhm.
And I have my own reasons as to why I think that is, but I wanted to get your take on it and why you chose Twitter over YouTube, which, like I said, it's a better resolution for videos. It's kind of a better viewing experience for everybody. But I think the Twitter videos have been working really, really well for you. And I want to know your take on why you think that is and why you picked it in the first place.
Because Twitter allows a better understanding of the person instead of just the video. And with streaming, it's about the person. It's about marketing yourself as your brand. And it's about getting to know people on a level that isn't just your content, which I think is where, while YouTube is great for being able to grow yourself, like I can't recommend YouTube enough. I unfortunately, after all the trolling last month, had to delete my entire YouTube channel. But YouTube is great for growth, but they're different kinds of growth. I want the long-term getting to know me and other people as people. And I think that showing my content on Twitter helps bring people to the stream, but ultimately it's about showing who I am as a person, which is how my Twitter following has grown to what it is. I think I'm like less than 50 followers from 16K, and that's from putting all of the effort into Twitter, all of the effort into showcasing who I am on different levels, not just my content, which is where I think showing on YouTube limits me. So that's kind of it's totally valid to use YouTube. Please know that that's like one of the top ways to showcase your content. But I'm I guess for the long game, Twitter is where it's at for me. I like to be able to articulate who I am on multiple levels, not just by my content. Because as a streamer, I'm a person, and the person is who I'm trying to market.
That makes
not
sense.
just video games.
That makes sense. Because like the way I was thinking of it was, it's like I didn't really think that deep into it, to be honest. I was just thinking, you know, Twitter makes it easy to share videos with other people, and you know, so the share option or the retweet option, I think, is very, very useful for that.
Yeah.
Gets you out there obviously more. But that all makes a lot of sense. So if you guys could go check out Jambo's Twitter if you haven't already, make sure to follow her. If you guys need any inspiration for maybe what you could do with your Twitter account, just go check it out, because it is really good stuff. And I think more streamers could use that kind of inspiration for their own content. So next question I have for all of you, real quick, because we got to kind of get wrapping up after this, is what is the one thing you wish you would have known when you started streaming? We'll start with Sadomi. So back when you first started streaming, what's the one thing you think would have helped you out the most that you just didn't understand at that time?
Having any semblance of a plan.
So
I kind of
you would have known to plan ahead. Yeah.
The biggest planning I did was I'm gonna stream at 12 p.m. Monday through Friday. That was it. I walked in like, all right, I'm streaming for 5 hours. What am I doing for 5 hours? I did, and like I spent more time on my overlays than anything else. Like anything else, and I still do, but I kind of designing them, you know, because it's kind of fun. But yeah, having a plan and spending time in more important ways is not just one facet of it. Like that's just the way it looks. Because I'll be honest, the way your stream looks is not going to bring anybody in, at least very rarely. But rather how
unless you're growing weed in the background.
Yeah. Or an empty room. If there's just an empty room, that's cool too.
That's how you market yourself.
There you go. Okay. MPI.
It's really hard. I have like 2 ideas that I really like.
Go with both of them. Why not?
All right.
There's no rules
you
here.
stream whatever you want.
Okay.
There's not just one type of streams. Because when I started, I was like, all I play is competitive Halo. And then I went, nobody knows who I am because I'm not a professional. So this is going nowhere. And then I went, wait, people playing Skyrim on this website? You can do that? Dang. So yeah, stream whatever you want. If you like video games, play video games. If you like art, do art. If it's legal where you live and you like to grow pot, grow pot. I don't care. Do whatever you want as long as it's not illegal and you enjoy it. Have fun. And the biggest one that I wish I knew, and I kind of wish a lot of people knew, less is more. Your screen does not need to be constantly full of literally everything that you can think of. Make your overlay look nice and clean, not jumbled and messy. If that's part of your stream and it works, don't change it. I know that there's a lot of stuff that people do that adds production value, but just adding like your webcam small up here, your game small over here, your logo right here, your Twitter handle up here, and it's all on like a red background. That make it look good.
Yep.
Put effort into it, and if you can't do it, hire someone that can do it, or learn how to do it. Whichever one you want to do, take your pick.
Yep.
Big agree. Jambo.
The best advice that I never received, that I will give till the end of time, is to vet yourself. You need to make sure that you are able to be constructive when it comes to your content. Don't look for validation from other people. Be sure that you can vet and validate yourself and what you're doing, because if somebody asks you why you're doing something and you don't have an answer, you need to have an answer. You need to do things that you can back up, do things you can vet. Well, why do you stream at this time? Well, that's when I want to stream. Why do you play this game? Well, I think it's entertaining and I'm enjoying myself, and I think that the community likes it too. Don't like there are a lot of people who try and stream games that they see other people streaming and they have high viewers, so I'm going to try and stream that game. It's not like that. It's not going to be like that for you. Just vet yourself. Know that you are on the right path to achieve what you want to achieve. And that's it, because nobody told me that. It was always like, well, if you do this, you'll get a lot of viewers, and if you do this, you'll get a lot of viewers, and if you do this, you'll get more people chatting in your chat, and if you ask these questions, you're going to get a lot of people talking to you, and if you post these pictures, if you post these videos, and there's a lot of people that have opinions, but literally no one tells you you have to believe in yourself. You need to be able to work on believing in you and what you're able to achieve, which kind of falls in line with please don't just start full-time streaming because you've started streaming. Please there are a lot of people that will tell you that full-time streaming is the only way to be successful. It isn't.
Lamau.
It's not the only way to be successful. You need to be able to support yourself. You need to be able to know that you have a backup plan, and you need to be able to vet yourself and know that you're going to be capable of achieving what you want to achieve.
A streamer that can't eat is a stress streamer. A stress streamer does not put on a good stream. A streamer does not put on a good stream is not a good streamer.
Well, there you go. Be a good streamer is what I got out of all that.
Yeah.
Be a good streamer.
Don't suck.
Just don't be that guy that we were talking about on shuffle.gg, apparently.
Yeah, whichever
be
one
good.
that was.
I don't remember which
be
one.
them. There's a guy who streams peanut butter. Be that guy.
Yeah, be
Stream
the
peanut butter
guy. Stream,
But don't stream peanut butter because he's already doing that.
Hey,
Yeah.
stream jelly.
Stream and raid him.
Yeah, because he just like sticks action figures into Jack Dyer, that's him. He just sticks action figures into like an open jar of peanut butter and just lets it sit there for 6 hours.
So do jelly and put in opposite types of action figures.
Yeah.
Like if he puts in an army man, put in like a Barbie, and then at the end of your stream, raid his stream and say like, I am the jelly to your peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah,
boom.
the
You're
takeaway
welcome.
from today is that the opposite of army is Barbie. They're absolute opposites.
They are very different action figures.
Well, there you go.
I couldn't think of any other action figures.
No,
if he puts in Pokemon, you put in Digimon.
There you go.
I like that one. Digimon's clearly superior. So,
End the podcast, Vel.
what?
End it. End the podcast.
End the
Digimon
show
is
right
not
now?
Superior to Pokemon.
Well,
Yeah.
that's just your opinion, you know.
I'm just gonna ask you really quick: which one is still popular? And which
Pokemon.
one's still
Digimon.
on the air?
Never played Digimon Go?
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, so apparently Vince wants us to end it. Let's go. All right, so with that being said, thank you everybody for coming in and hanging out and letting us try to help you in any way that we can. So with that being said, MPI, thank you so much for being on the show again, my dude. Really appreciate you.
Of course.
Can you tell people where they can find you and what you've been up to lately?
For sure. So you can find me on everything: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube as MrPureInstinct, the same as it is here. Every Monday we stream a vampire tabletop role-playing session that we have started recently. Sadomi is one of my other players, and we have a blast. It's a fun time. We joke around a lot, but we still get stuff done in the game. And we put it up as a podcast and on YouTube. But if you watch it on the stream live, you kind of get to see some out of character stuff and see like behind the scenes when we do stuff. So if you like that kind of stuff, come watch it live. Other than that, hopefully, if my delivery ever gets here, I'm going to start Deadly Premonition 2 this week. I loved the first one. It is an absolute like cult following horror game. But Amazon is currently withholding my package, apparently. So I'm waiting for it. Amazon, come on, hook me up. I need it.
All right. Jambo, thanks for being on the show again. Really appreciate having you. Where can people find you and what have you been up to lately?
I don't actually stream.
Dope.
So
Perfect.
but you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at PlayWithJambo, and on Twitch as Jambo. It's just Jambo. It's not. God,
It's just Jambo. Twitch.tv/just
podcast. I was on a podcast. And they shouted me out in chat as Jambo Plays, and my community has not let it go.
What does Jambo play?
I don't know. I don't know who that is, but it's an
No
actual
Plays
channel.
Play.
So
Oh,
go
big
follow
rips.
Jambo Plays. But so I'm it's just Jambo, twitch.tv/Jambo.
Which one
on
is
Twitch.
it?
What am I doing? What am I doing on Twitch? I played Resident Evil 2 last time, and I talk a lot. And can you believe I'm partnered? Do you hear this right now?
Wow, this partner streamer really doesn't know what they're doing anywhere.
Yeah, so okay. I stream. I have a check mark.
What's your new slogan for your channel? Like, what was it? You said it on Twitch Prime.
Oh, come poop with us.
There you go.
Come poop with us. I'm streaming again today. After this podcast, so we're gonna go do stuff.
You're gonna poop. They're gonna poop, chat. So go over there if you feel like pooping. Go to twitch.tv/justjambo.
No, it's Jambo Plays.
Okay. Yes. All right. But for real, it's literally just /Jambo. All right. That's it. All right. Sadomi, my awesome co-host. I really appreciate you, man. This outro is taking forever. Sadomi, I appreciate having you on, man. You're a great co-host. I hope you are gonna have a good birthday. Are you doing any birthday streams today?
Happy
So
birthday.
thank you. I'm doing a birthday stream on July 25th because I forgot it was my birthday until
Fair.
July 25th.
sorry, Jamie's camera literally just like scared me. I'm like, did he
Whoa.
just do an effect just to like make me?
What's happening? Why am I
she's-
black and white?
She's balling out right now, dude. She's
It
just,
don't matter if you're black or white. Anyway, July 25th.
Jambo, please.
All right.
Sadomi,
So,
my guy.
anyway, July 25th, we're doing a birthday / 3-year Twitch anniversary special.
Nice.
It's gonna be fun, a lot of fun. We're opening mystery packages like this one.
What's in it?
Ooh. Hopefully, I didn't break it by tossing on my bed. I don't know what it is. It could be a boom
probably
boom.
did.
For all I know,
It's a
what?
boombox. Is that
a
what you
boom boom or
It's
a
a
wah
boom
wah.
boom.
You know, who knows? But I don't know. People sent me anyway. And also, if you like hearing me talk, I have a podcast called The Sadomi Show. You can find it on anchor.fm/Sadomi. I'll drop the link in chat too because I definitely want as many people to listen to that as possible. That is my baby child. We talk about a lot of different topics. The most recent episode was an LGBTQIA plus roundtable. So if you have any questions about the LGBTQ community, we answer as many as we could in that cast. So please listen to it. Tell me what you think. You can find me at twitter.tv/SadomiTV or twitter.com/SadomiTV. There you go. I'm professional. And catch me there. Send me a tweet and tell me about how much you love my beautiful shiny head.
It is pretty shiny, not gonna lie. So thank you guys, everyone, for coming in and hanging out with us today. Really appreciate you. We'll be live next week, Monday, 11 a.m. EST. I always forget the start time for some reason, even though it's the same every week. But yeah, so thank you again, and we'll catch you next week. Sadomi,
Black Lives Matter. Blaze it up. Let's go.
there you go. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.